Hello. After not wanting to post the last video, I really wasn't expecting to post another quite so soon. Sorry about the lighting. My eyes could only take so much of the solar, the sunbed, the tabletop sunlight. So I've had to go the opposite way on this video, and we're down to bare minimum. You can barely see me, I'm sure, but my mental health is making me speak a bit clearer on this one, so it might be easier for you that way. It's wanting to take control at the moment of my consciousness in terms of the videos. I've just sensed it, and it's just I don't know how to really take that in on video, but I'll just carry on talking, and hopefully let's try and get the lighting a little bit better. There we go. No, I can't. 1 moment. Red light. There we go. That'll have to do. So after the last video, I was hoping to come and do that project that I've decided upon to keep me positive, but what my mental health was asking me to experience, it's just far too pressured. The pressure was beyond what my consciousness could accept. I haven't worked out how I haven't passed out up until now on numerous occasions when it's done that, because something really does tell me that's what that threshold is passing. It's like, right, I should have passed out by now, but something's keeping me alive, and I'm experiencing something that's otherwise not experienced and not the norm, and it's probably that for a reason, or at least because it's not the norm, it's very hard to experience. At least it's very hard to experience. So given the amount of pressure my body was just under, it's felt physically, and it affects my vision at present. This is the first time I've experienced it this way. This year, it's the first time I've experienced it this way. So given how much I need to be quiet, I didn't really hesitate to pick up the iPad and waffle a little bit more to nobody. Until I can transition from working on the project and speaking to the iPad at the same time to saying goodbye and switching over altogether. So it's currently drying out my emotions, so it's going to show me how hard it is to speak, because it feels that I've been a bit too egotistical lately, for whatever reason, about these videos. And well, yeah, to a certain extent it might not even be ego, it just might be I could never speak openly and freely as a child. My mind always got stuck. I'd always have to think, and conversation was never really free flowing. But for whatever reason, that's been a different case of, of the past year, 2 years. So maybe it's trying to test what elements of fear I have to going back to that previous imprisonment of, because it, to a certain extent, it's continuing from the previous video now, that previous imprisonment of the way I used to communicate, partially probably to do with my autism I wasn't aware of, partially to do with my spirituality and different fears I have and spiritual influences I've had. But nonetheless, it still wants to test me, so I don't have much choice to just live as I can best. It can dry up these videos, it can take away anything I hold to in my life, and that's the way I have to live. But maybe that's what this is, just a reminder of that. Maybe it's tried to give me a holiday from that, but I don't know. If I have had a holiday, it's in a different way. And it is a lot harder to think, I'll be absolutely honest. I think what it is as well, I'm coming back down into my body from being somewhere else. And I don't know, it's almost like wherever I was, it was okay to speak about anything. But on this level, I want to be a bit more selective. I don't wish to be quite so open. And really, I don't care. As long as when I speak, it's appropriate for whoever is possibly listening, or as appropriate as I can make it, given my good faith within communication. And to feel as comfortable as I can wherever my voice, my mind, my body is. So that's what I think about with communication, and that's why within a space of 15-20 minutes I can rapidly change, because mental health has just put me in a different place where I feel comfortable differently. It's not like, sometimes it is, I suppose, but that's the crux of it, because and if I'm stressed, I don't want to stress myself out with my voice even more, and I'll speak however it's appropriate within myself first. So it's like I find that centre within me, and see the situation outside and what's being asked of the interaction, and through good faith we communicate. So I sound very different right now, and not only do I sound differently, but because I cling, I suppose you could say, and I don't fear saying I cling to relaxation within it. Sorry, my mind's gone blank. So I was saying, I'm sorry. Yeah, you get what I'm trying to say anyway. I'm not gonna overtire myself. That, as you can see, this is me tuning into my body in a different way. I suppose that's what it is. And my mental health constantly recalibrates me. But that's what communication is anyway, so it's a constant recalibration. I don't know. It's really weird. I wouldn't dream of discussing the discomforts I have that I've openly aired of late in the manner I would have of late. Never in my wildest dreams would I ever have thought if I analyse myself, I guess, over my younger years, my formation years, early 20s, would I have thought I'd speak like that on camera? It's just I don't know if that's the exact way, but I know if I analyse myself in one element, I just can't. It's not a natural way to be anymore for me. That's what I'm trying to say, and it's hard to believe that I've been communicating like that on camera, but I know within myself that I've still applied that same logic to all communication, and ultimately that is the fundamental of it. But as you can see, I get to a different place due to stress, and we do communicate differently through stress, through different emotions, and yeah, I know within reason of what life is, I know within myself that it was absolutely appropriate, and I don't question myself was it right or wrong? Should I have spoken like that? Should I have expressed that? The pressure is quite a lot today, and it's really difficult. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to change tact. And there's a part of me that really wants to fight the discomforts of what I'm experiencing, but another element tells me, sorry about the lighting again, that's exactly where I am. Like, finalise my life in truth. There's no way, given my daily experience of life and looking back over at least the past 2, 3, 4 years, I'm in a better place rather than a worse place in terms of physical health. So it's like all of a sudden I'm feeling tired or drained or emotionally dry, and the natural response is to apply some sort of logic and, I don't want to say fight, but application to keep in that state, rather than allowing myself to diminish and return to So it's a weird situation, because normally you'd get tired, right? we'd get tired, and when we're tired, it's almost like that's the state. We go with the flow, and there's been a gradual progression between awakeness and tiredness. That's gone with myself. That's no longer been present. Hasn't been present for a long time. So essentially what I'm experiencing is like where I was here and now I'm going here. It's almost like the feeling is, instead of it being natural, like a gradual downwards curve, it's almost like this is going and pulling it down, you know. It's like, it's unnatural. It's almost like someone's zapping your energy. And it's really hard to remain focused enough within that to predict, because I don't know, to predict that actually, you know, even though it's taking all of that, this is still right, you know. And this elevation that I think I've got is the unnatural bit. Why it has to be a pulling, I can only presume it's an external consciousness that's responsible for it in some way, but I have to just label it as mental health to professionals. So that's the situation there, and I'm trying really hard to. There's no comfort when it's being pulled, because it's too quick. So, because this is the first time I'm really trying to surrender in the process, that's even more uncomfortable. What my mental health is doing, I've just realised, it makes my voice whiny, and then to supplement the whininess, it adds humour, and that way I keep the whininess, and the whininess is basically mucus stuck in my head, and I believe that prevents oxygen flowing, and is, you know, it can cut off the left hemisphere, the right hemisphere, control it in different ways. So yeah, that's just my insight in that moment. Sorry if I look terrible when I'm not speaking. I'm doing my best to try and think now, whereas, as you saw the day or two before, it was free flowing, it was all up there. Right, I think I've given enough to whoever's robbing me at present. I'm going to try and go and make a cup of tea.